This is the story of how the United States built the most powerful industrial machine the world has ever seen, and then watched it slowly come apart. In 1939, American manufacturing employed 9.1 million workers. By June of 1979, that number had surged to 19.6 million. Today, it sits at 12.76 million, and according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, manufacturing's share of the workforce has collapsed from 32% to less than 8%. But here's what makes this story so fascinating. American factories are actually producing more than ever before, hitting a record $2.913 trillion in output in 2024. And now, with semiconductor manufacturing returning to American soil and supply chains reshoring at unprecedented rates, we're witnessing the most dramatic shift in decades. Fewer workers, more product. Automation and globalization drove this paradox that defines everything we're about to explore. The Golden Age wasn't just a myth, it was absolutely real. After World War II, America faced virtually no industrial competition. Europe and Japan were rebuilding from rubble, while American factories powered an unprecedented expansion of the middle class. In the 1960s alone, manufacturing added 4 million jobs. Steel towns, auto cities, textile hubs thrived as the backbone of the economy. In May of 1953, 1 out of every 3 American workers clocked in at a manufacturing job. Please subscribe and like for more videos you will like. Then, the cracks started showing. September 19th, 1977 became a date some historians now call Black Monday for the Rust Belt. That is when Youngstown Sheet and Tube, once the largest corporation in Ohio, announced its Campbell Works would close. It signaled what was coming next. By 1984, Walter Mondale was campaigning for president, warning that Reagan's policies were turning the industrial Midwest into a Rust Bowl, echoing the devastation of the Dust Bowl. The name stuck. We just dropped the bowl and called it the Rust Belt. NAFTA took effect in 1994. China received permanent normal trade relations in 2000, then joined the World Trade Organization in 2001. What followed was absolutely staggering. Between 2000 and 2010, 6 million manufacturing jobs vanished. Research estimates that Chinese import competition alone eliminated up to 2.4 million jobs. The United States lost over 45,000 manufacturing firms between 2002 and 2022, a 21% decline that gutted entire communities as offshoring became the dominant strategy for cost reduction. Detroit tells this story better than any statistic ever could. Its population plummeted from 2 million in 1950 to 714,000 by 2010. Over 2/3 of its businesses closed between 1972 and 2015. On July 18, 2013, Detroit became the largest American city ever to file for bankruptcy, carrying up to $20 billion in debt. But blaming trade alone misses the bigger picture. Automation has eliminated 1.7 million manufacturing jobs all by itself. Output has risen 80% since the 1980s with far fewer workers. The factories didn't all pack up and leave. Many just stopped needing people. Now something's shifting dramatically. The CHIPS and Science Act and the Inflation Reduction Act, both signed in August 2022, triggered an investment surge that caught everyone by surprise. Private manufacturing construction spending jumped from $79 billion in mid-2021 to $236 billion by mid-2024. Electronics manufacturing construction alone went from $6 billion a year to over $11 billion per month. TSMC invested $150 billion in American chip facilities. Samsung committed $17 billion to Texas. Intel pledged $20 billion to Ohio. Since 2010, over 2 million reshoring and foreign direct investment jobs have been announced. In 2024, 244,000 manufacturing jobs came through reshoring alone, with 88% concentrated in high-tech sectors, including the semiconductor industry. But the challenges are far from solved. Nearly 500,000 manufacturing positions remain unfilled because workers lack the digital, robotics, and AI skills modern factories demand. American manufacturing costs still run 10 to 50% higher than offshore competitors. As Harry Moser of the Reshoring Initiative puts it, the U.S. can't count on tariffs alone to restore its industrial leadership. The story of American manufacturing isn't a simple decline narrative. Output sits at record highs. Investment is pouring in faster than anyone expected. But the era of millions of middle-class factory jobs powering entire communities, that world has fundamentally changed forever. The question now is whether this new chapter of high-tech, capital-intensive manufacturing can rebuild something as durable as what came before. Please subscribe and like for more videos you will like.